I'm Anne Marie, also known as Annie. My screen name is Annie Secretly a Monkey, because I like monkeys. Steve! I recently saw Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Well, today, actually. Um, that was an interesting movie. I guess I'm sort of going to give a review on the blog today. But, let's first get a song going. So let's listen to Stereo Skyline Heartbeat. Hold on. I'm gonna do what I did in choir. So baby, keep my heart beat, 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 beat. Not jam. That's a really long story. I was doing that in choir. I was like, alright, so, it's a little loud. I don't know. I feel soft. I don't know. So today, I was at the movie review. I'm going to be giving a movie review of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That movie was actually pretty interesting. If you are above the 18 or under, I recommend this movie too. It was kinda lame. It was sort of like a mini version of Wall-E, except they talked. I don't know. I guess it was kind of interesting. Just the whole way they set it up. And, yeah. So, I'm basically random. Like, I'm not kidding. There was this one time where we were talking about, me and my friend were talking about, school. Of course, who wants to talk about school, right? So, I was like, did you hear about the weather this afternoon? And she was like, what? And, I was like, yeah, it's supposed to be nice. We should go on a ride. And she was like, okay. So we went on a ride, and I have to admit, we went to Subway, but I got to admit, I am hilarious. We were going down one of my friend's street, and I'm like, I smell him. And my friend's like, Annie, you're really weird. And I was like, yeah, I know. And then there was this other time I was at lunch, and all the boys in my grade are like shorter than me. Like, shorter than me. So I was all like, well, I don't know what that was. It kind of sounded like that was some like Britain or something. I was like, yeah, Sam, can you cut off a foot of my legs for me? And she was all like, that's about the weirdest question I've ever been asked. And I was like, because I don't like really being tall. It's like, and so, yeah. Since Stereo Skyline just ended, we are going to listen to, I did not play this out very well, Never Shout, Never Happy. Alright, I love this song. It's beastly. Alright, so then my friend, Sam, again, we were sitting at the table at lunch, and I was like, hey Sam. She's like, hey Annie. And I was like, so, how's it going? And she's like, this kid asked me out today. I was like, who? And she's like, Eli. Eli is this kid in our grade, and kind of awkward. Anyway, so I was like, oh yeah, I know that kid. She's like, yeah. I'm like, what'd you say? She's like, no. I'm like, that's interesting. And then my friend Leah, she was like, French fry? And I was like, Leah, I love you. And she was like, okay then. I was like, you know I love you? And she's like, and I was like, it's a sister. And then she was like, oh yeah, I know. And I'm like, what don't you think I'm at? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not lesbian. And then there was this other time where me and my friend were, oh yeah, sorry, I was trying to think. Me and my friend were talking, and we were in choir, and my teacher was like staring at us, and I was like, okay, dude, I don't think we should be talking. And he just looked at me, so I smiled. I'm like this, and he's like, so how's your day, Anne-Marie? And I was like, good. And he's like, what are you hiding? And I'm like, nothing. And everybody looked at me, and I was like, embarrassing much? And my friend, she's like, what? I'm like, embarrassing much? And she's like, oh yeah. I'm like, thanks. And yeah, then I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna get to the real vlogging-ish. And then there's this other time where me and my friend went to the movie theater, and there was this kid there, and I was like excited. And so when I saw him, I'm like, oh hey, what's up? And he's like, hi. And I'm like, how's it going over there? And he's like, how's it going over where? And he looked around. I'm like, how's it going with you? And he's like, oh, good. I'm like, yeah, you're an idiot. And he's like, oh, thanks. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. Okay, so I was in the lunch line with my friend, and this kid named Eric looked at me, and he smiled, and I smiled back. And I was talking about a fish, because I wanted to get a fish, and I want to name him Swimmy. I want to name him Swimmy the fish. So, this kid just looks at me and goes like this. And I'm like, really? I promise you, I'm really honestly not that weird. And he just looked at me, and my friend Sam was like, Annie, yes you are. I'm like, thanks for the help, Sam. Then Eric looked at me again and smiled, and I was like, okay then, and left. Okay, now we're gonna go to I Don't Care by Fall Out Boy, and I'm going to show you my family of smiles. So, hold on. Ba, 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 ba. Fall Out Boy, here we go. Oh my god, my mom's home. That's interesting. Here is Mr. Smile. I don't think that's in the picture. Here is Mr. Smile. Mr. Smile is the daddy of the family. That's why we call him Mr. Smile. And where's Mrs. Smile? This is Mrs. Smile. Mrs. Smile. And that's my family of smiles. Peace out, people. Peace. Love. Love.